Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, man, welcome to another edition of the Brian Turner Basketball Podcast. And as you can see, man, we got Coach Brown with me today. Coach Brown, what's going on?
It's all good, man. It's all good.
It's all good, man. Look, it's been a minute. It's probably been about 10 days, man. We had to kind of let the smoke clear, man. There was a lot of back and forth, man. A lot of great games going on with the NBA. And if you guys can see that title says Anthony Edwards versus the NBA, man. He's putting everybody on notice. And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna chop it up to see are the Warriors our new favorite? Are they the new favorite? Are they the new fans' favorite? Or they the new favorite as far as has so many expectations and probably winning the championship because man, they dethroned the world champion Denver Nuggets. And man, it was a great game. If some of you, if you guys were able to stay up late to watch that, the first half was kind of, man, it looked like Denver was about to run away with it. But second half, man, it was a different beast. So we're gonna jump into that. I got a few topics I kind of want to lay out, man. I want to kind of hear from Coach. And then if anybody else out there, man, want to chime in, want to get in this type of conversation with us, whether if you're on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, man, hit me up. Let's make sure that you can kind of help join the conversation. Let me see. Let me see who all I got on there. We're gonna share this out to the public. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right. Antman versus the NBA. Man, we've been saying it for the longest, man. Tibbs, man, run him in the ground. He's known for running him in the ground left and right. And I knew it was just a matter of time before it was going to kind of show his head. And we were going to be talking about how the Knicks, man, just wet the bed. And then we're going to talk about Bronny James' future, man, and NBA combines. This guy has so many different stories coming out, man, day after day, left and right, about his performance, man. Where does he stand? Saw a couple other reports about people that want to sign him. So, man, we're gonna jump into all of that. So, Coach Brown, man, how you doing? You all right?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm watching this. They got the Fever and the Sun on WNBA right here. Caitlin Clark on here. She on every game, man. She hot.
Hey, so I guess we can kind of start off right there.
Mm.
With the WNBA, I think all of these, you're looking at a lot of these sports and they're going through the rebranding phase. Streaming is huge. Streaming is like big. Everybody is trying to get their hands on some type of live sports product. And I think with the WNBA, they have to do a better job of one, probably not having the WNBA season start at the same time the NBA finals are going on. You know, it's kind of like one of those things where if you really want that product to grow, you got to kind of wait. Let's wait for the summertime. I think when if I can believe, and I'm old enough to remember when it first started, when we first saw the WNBA, I think they kicked off around June, July, but it was always something to feed the appetite of the basketball fan during the time that the NBA was off. So I mean, why do you think they started it kind of early? Here we are. I'm not even at the end of May, kind of right in the middle, and they got these games on. What I mean, what's up with that?
And I mean, it's like you said, it's going up against the NBA right now. They ain't played, but I think this is both teams' third game or something like that. And when would they play? I think they're trying to stretch the season out. They can't play in the wintertime. You know what I mean? During basketball season. I don't think they could do that. It's gonna be a summer league, but I think they're doing it about right. It's just like the beginning of the NBA season, ain't nobody really looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Now, when the NBA ends, they'll be going into the middle of their season, and right when it's ending, football will be kicking off. Now,
Right.
the baseball fan is, thrown in there somewhere also. Hockey thrown in there
Right.
also.
Yeah.
So I mean, when would they
So you,
play? I think they're about right. What
yeah,
they
because
got
I
to do
guess
though,
that game.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, you kind of make sense with that, but here we are. I mean, it's no game on tonight, so I guess it makes sense for them to
Right.
have a game on for
For
someone.
sure.
If you're a
And that's who
fan,
they got to
hey,
get, the
throw.
casual fan. The casual fan really don't watch.
Mm-hmm. But I
You know,
mean,
I,
the
I like
storyline is good.
basketball.
I
I
mean,
watch them kids. You know, I don't know if I count or not, but the casual fan really doesn't watch.
right. But I mean, here you are. I mean, you have the top storyline going on. I mean, what's her name? Kayla.
Caitlin Clark,
I
yeah.
mean, she's
Caitlin,
yeah, Caitlin. I mean, she's big time. Caitlin, yeah. So I mean, those are the games you want to have on. So to be able to see what she's capable of doing, um, and then I think it's going to be a learning curve for her. I saw a couple clips online. They were kind of discussing how physical the game is, and the fact that we have women that's been playing professional for a long time, and they're trying to pick on it. But just, I mean, Steph Curry was like that. When he first came
exactly.
in,
She
he
got to
dealt with
fight through it.
injuries.
She got to get him off of her.
Exactly. And, you know, anybody starting a new job, you're not going to get everything right away. And, with basketball, it's a rhythm. So, we'll see. All
Mm,
right. So before we start
we'll
diving
see.
deep, deep, deep into this, man, let's make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching it on Facebook, if you're watching it on Twitter, on X, man, please make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel or the page. I don't ask you guys for a whole lot. I'm not the person that gets up and say, hey, give me a donation here, a donation there. Man, that like button, man, get me up in the algorithm, so when folks are jumping on, let's make sure that that my videos are up at the top. So make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Uh Again, you guys already know this is Team SeatGeek over here. Use promo code Coach Turner for $20 off your first purchase. We got some big shows coming up, man. You had some concerts, I think, last week. This weekend with some concerts. There's going to be some more concerts coming up. I mean, this is concert weather. Who are you looking forward to seeing in concert? Do you got someone that you haven't seen that you want to see this summer or in the future, Coach Brown?
Not really. You know, I mean, not really. Nobody I
And
would
you're not
necessarily
one of
want to
them
see.
guys, man, that want to see May's farewell tour or something like that. Frankie Beverly and Mays, that you
I
don't want to check
saw
them
them,
guys out
when they was hot. You know,
when they had a voice.
I saw them when they was hot. To see them now, you got to echo.
Yeah, he. Oh, you say I got an echo? Hold on, let me see what's going on.
Yeah,
What about now? Can you hear me? Is it better?
yeah, yeah.
It's better.
But that,
I must have like a
yeah.
little.
What is that? That Maze and the Maze, is it Maze and the OJs and the Whispers? I think it's gonna that farewell to Frankie Beverly.
Oh, they all coming. Oh, so there you go, man. Use promo
Yeah,
code Coach Turner, man.
they all gonna be
Check
together.
that. Man, that should be nice, man. That should be a nice show. But again, like you said, some of
It's
these
it's
guys,
it's
man,
it,
having
it's a farewell to Frankie Beverly, but the OJs, man, if you have not, and this is their farewell also, if you have not seen them in concert, they amazing, man, in concert. Go see them if you
mm,
when they come. That's gonna be nice. Just and like I said, Frankie Beverly is his farewell, but the OJ's on the ticket. Check them out.
nice, man. So Coach Brown putting a stamp on things, man. And shout out to folks, man, hitting that like button, man. Appreciate y'all. We got Coach Carter, man, chiming in, man. He said, man, it's an economic game. She will settle in and off the court. So I guess he talking about, man, Miss Caitlin
Okay.
Clark, man. And so,
Mm-hmm.
man, Caitlin, man, she was booming. I think up in Iowa, man, she had a real. I mean, folks were sleeping outside to get those tickets. You
Oh,
know what I'm
that's the
saying?
name of the game.
So
It's gonna be the same thing with
right.
Bronny.
Oh
It's gonna be
man.
the
So yeah,
same
we
thing.
gonna touch on that. We touch on that. So let's let's jump off into that real quick. So, did you get a chance to see Bronny James at the combines?
I saw some of it, you know, and read some of the things that they wrote about him. But I mean, looking at what he does, they measured him at what 6'1". They've been calling him 6'4" all this time, and
Mm,
it's a situation where, man, it's a whole league full of dudes like him. With the G League, you know, 6'1", 6'2" guys trying to find their way. Is he a difference maker like that? Where an NBA team go to, I wouldn't pick him, but somebody is, like you
mm.
say, for that ticket value. Somebody gonna take him. So we'll see. We'll see.
Oh man, so this is what I've been kind of going back and forth with, as far as with Bronny James, because I mean it's one of those things where and then shout out to Coach Carter again. He said again, man, it's economics. Yeah,
Right?
when it comes down to at the bottom line,
Mhm.
and we all know what the bottom line is, man. Guys are trying to get to the NBA finals,
Right.
to keep that money train going all the way to like what we talking about right now, all the way to June. Trying to keep
Right.
that money train going all the way to June. So if you have a chance to know that if I'm a franchise and I'm in the dumps of the standings year by year, you know, why wouldn't I take a chance on somebody that's box office? You know, knowing that if I have a chance of getting Bronny, I also might have a chance of getting LeBron. And
That's what I was
somebody
gonna say.
wanna we talked about Frank. We just got through talking about Frankie Beverly and Mays and the OJ's farewell tour. What
Right.
would it be like to have a farewell tour with LeBron James and Bronny James
Hmm.
hitting up every city in the NBA, knowing that that place is gonna sell out? The economics of the bars, the downtown areas, the hotels, all of those different things are gonna be like off the charts, maybe 4 times a year, and you know the storyline, and then you got to factor in the ESPNs and the NBA and that storyline night in night out. It's going to drive the economy so much for that guy to be able to play with his dad. So if I'm a GM, why wouldn't I take him? You know, go ahead.
I just saw an article this morning where they said that the Lakers are going to trade for Donovan Mitchell.
Hmm.
Trade LeBron for Donovan Mitchell. He was out, you know what I mean? Throw LeBron in there, gone. The Lakers get the transition out. Cleveland get everything they need. He built that area around there. You know what I'm saying? People come down there to support him. A farewell in Cleveland. They draft Bronny,
Hmm.
like you said. They got a whole bunch of
Right.
young big guys, Mobley, some other ones,
Hmm.
Garland can run the point, Donovan Mitchell ain't gonna
Right.
sign. Go on and trade
Yeah.
LeBron.
Because when you think about it, it's kind of like one of those things where I'm looking at the whole landscape of like, okay, where can LeBron actually go? You know, he's not going to a Phoenix, he's not going to a Detroit, he's not. His story has been laid out there where he's either going to go to LA, New York, or Cleveland. So
Mhm.
again, I like the scenario of what you putting out there and laying out, just basically saying, hey, look, let's trade for him, send me back home, let's have my son there, let's have it. Look, we did it once, and just imagine what were they, a 5 seed this year?
Mhm.
5 or 6,
Yeah.
one around the 2, but they were a playoff team. Man, you get this
Mhm.
guy in there, oh my god,
And
it's
Donovan
gonna
Mitchell
be,
was in the
man,
last year of his contract. After this, I think he got one more year or something like that. And he ain't gonna sign in Cleveland. He ain't gonna sign a big money deal in Cleveland. You know, go on and play a
mm,
year under that old contract in LA. See what it looked like. And like you say, then the Lakers get something for LeBron. Otherwise, he'd just walk away. He got the option to just walk away, because it's a player
man, look,
option.
Coach Carter just threw some mess in the game. He said, LeBron to Cleveland. I put this up on the screen, man. Shout out to Coach Carter, man, keeping it going. LeBron to Cleveland is real. However, they will have to get Bates out of their system as he can really play. What's your thoughts on
Monty
Amani
Bates.
Bates?
Yeah. He can put the ball in the basket. He's having like 20 plus points in the G League, like 28, 25, something, And he just been
Mm-hmm.
down there marinating, you know. Getting really what he really getting to do is play his game. You know what I mean? They allowing him to play his game. He a volume shooter. He shoot the ball. They weren't gonna bring him up on the big team. He wasn't gonna be able to do that. Don't make sense.
Mm.
So like you say, that's another young player they bring up. Is he from that area?
I think he's
I
from
ain't
like
sure if he
Detroit, like Michigan,
Detroit.
somewhere
Oh,
around Michigan.
okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
I'm
but I'm
thinking
sure
that
yeah, he
he
was
picked Eastern Michigan, and then he picked Michigan State
right, right,
right out of high school.
right.
Yeah, so
So like you say, they got buckets sitting over there on the bench under contract, and they could slide that boy right in Mitchell place.
yeah,
And that allowed
and,
LeBron, he
and
can have the ball, and
right, and you can think
big. They
too, though,
got
man.
they
This
got
this
Jared
kid,
Allen.
this kid was billed to be the next Kevin Durant. So I mean that
Durant. Yeah,
man, that's
he's the only brother
you
with
know,
how
and
he had the gun problem. He had the gun problem. He got in trouble.
yeah, he had a whole bunch of issues. And again, he's
Hmm.
uh Coach Carter, he's averaging 27 a game in the G League,
Yeah, that's
right?
what I'm saying. He
So I
get
mean
buckets.
that could amount for a lot at the NBA level.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right. He ain't scared to shoot. That's one thing.
So your thoughts on Bronny? Just going back to Bronny. So you think he's undersized? Everybody's saying to me he's a freak athlete, but again, he didn't
He
get
don't
he
have a
got his mama
position.
genes. He didn't get his daddy genes.
Yeah, he don't have a position. You know what I mean? He can't run the point. He can't score the ball. He averaged 4 points in college. He ain't gonna score the ball. You know, so he gonna be a defensive stopper
But
at
do
6'1". He gonna be
uh,
Patrick Beverly.
but but do we know that he can't score the ball? Is that a situation where he wasn't
I
given the
think on some
opportunity?
level he would have scored something. We would have saw a glimpse of it, man, at USC. You know, he wasn't necessarily no volume scorer, man, in AAU or high school.
I mean, these
So I
guys play
mean,
the game the right way. I mean, I think,
right.
man, the game is more one on one. I think he's been playing with pros. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
all through grade school and high school, and so he knows what it's like. I'm just,
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like you. I mean, he really doesn't have a position.
Right.
It's one of those things where, you have some pluses on one side where, you know, uh, he's coming from money. He's coming from a situation where we're not going to see this kid do something silly or something stupid to jeopardize what he has going on. And if he can walk in any locker room and know how to behave himself, how to operate and those things, and like I said, that money factor to where, man, there's gonna be, man, spotlights and bright lights and news media covering this kid any and everywhere he goes. If I'm a GM and I know the bottom line is to make some money and to get our franchise out there, man, I would pick him up because, man, it's so many guys that we make mistakes on. You know what I'm saying? We
Okay.
make mistakes
Think
on
about think about this. Think
so
about
many
this
times.
thing. Think about this. Let's look at it from we're looking at it from the outside. Let's think about if it was your son. Would you want him? Would you want him to go to college? First, you know what I mean? Me personally, I think he should stay in school. You know,
Mhm.
that NBA thing. It ain't that he ain't capable of playing. You know, but I think personally he should stay in school, build up his own brand. He got the juice right now to build up his own brand. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You don't think Duke would take him? If he say, I want to
I
give,
think
given
they
all the
would.
things you just said about an NBA type player, could go in and do this, know how to act. You don't think Duke would take him? Go on and go to
And to
Duke,
be
be
honest,
on TV.
I think that's the man, coach. You hit it you hit it right on the nose because what other program in college
Yeah,
is basically like a junior NBA of getting NBA players ready? you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Go to
I'm with you,
Duke.
and I was surprised that that never came out that he was even thinking about going to Duke. You know, you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
taught the game the right way. You're going to be around other high
Right.
quality kids that can play at their level. That's going to probably be lottery picks, and it's
Gonna
no
get
pressure. You can
coached.
sit and bake. Yeah, you can sit and bake for a
Gonna
couple
get
years.
coached. Right.
Yeah. So
Marinade.
that's
Everybody
yeah,
want
just
to marinate.
let them marinate a little bit. Folks wanted fresh out the oven. They wanted microwaved up. But
Microwave.
again, you know,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
no, I kind of like that, man. So again, man, shout out to Coach Green, man, chiming in. Coach Green, man, hit me up, man. Let's join this conversation, man. We talking about Bronny James. We talking about Anthony Edwards. We're talking about, man, the Knicks collapse. We can talk about, man, anything
No,
else you
that
might
wasn't
want to
no
throw out
collapse,
there, man.
man.
I'm
Really. That wasn't
ready.
no collapse.
All right, so let's transition. Let's transition over to the Eastern Conference game where we had the Pacers and we had the Knicks. All right, we had the Pacers and the Knicks. And again, from the beginning of the series to where we was at, the first thing that I think it might have been on one of the shows that we did that I said right off the bat, man, Tom Thibodeau, great coach, great, motivator,
Mhm.
but he is known. He is known from all of the teams that he's had, man. He's known for just running guys in the ground. He's able to get them to a certain point, but then as soon as it come money time, man, these guys they break in half. So
Mhm.
give me some feedback on the Pacers and the Knicks on that series, and then what we can look forward to in the Eastern Conference Finals between Indiana and Boston. So you saying that the
When we
Knicks
talked
that wasn't a great collapse?
when we talked about this before, or before it started, I said the first game. I want to say it was a game one. The Knicks scored 119 points, 120 points. They won the game. And I said, these dudes
Yeah.
gonna score 120, 130 every night. Every night. Can the Knicks do it? They couldn't score with them guys. And we always talk about styles make fights. They was tailor made to get beat by the Knicks was with the injuries they already had before coming in, and just generally the way the teams were set up. Styles make fights, and if it was going up and down like that, the Knicks couldn't beat them. Can't
Mm-hmm.
beat them. Can't score enough
And
points.
you said nah, and you said it that I mean Brunson was gonna have to score almost 40 every night. He was gonna have to keep
Every
putting out a performance that he was putting out. But what turned that series around was OG getting
and
hurt,
Novi when he hurt
playing. I mean,
that hamstring. Yeah.
man was playing out of his mind. Was like, and it's one of
Mm-hmm.
those things, man. When you get on that high and you start doing
Mm-hmm.
you always talk about, man, that brand new car. You know, you feeling
Mm-hmm.
good, man. You hit you a couple shots, you get you a couple windmill
Mm-hmm.
dunks, you sit down on D, and then all of a sudden it's
Mm-hmm.
ha, some come up, and I think
Mm-hmm.
man, my guy drove to the hoop man on a dunk and tried to get back on D, and that hamstring said no sir.
Mm-hmm.
So that
He
was the
tried to go
first
and let
strike,
go up.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And
So
he
yeah,
was, and like you said, they was two down, two big men down before that happened. Three.
see, man.
Nah, they was
So
lucky to be where they was, man.
no, and then that's why we kept having a conversation about Brunson and the type of game that he was playing, because it was like, man, he was the only one left, and he wore
Right.
that on his chest. Was like, look, I know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what's about to go down. You know, I'm gonna get ridiculed if we don't win. So hey, I'm gonna shoot every ball. I'm gonna take every shot.
You know what?
And then your boy Josh Hart got hurt.
Got hard. But going forward, the Knicks got some decisions to make because they was already iffy on Julius Randle. The way them
Mm-hmm.
guys operated without Julius Randle, and if they could trade Julius Randle and turn that into something that because when DiVincenzo got a chance to show some stuff, he had a couple of damn 40-point games. Didn't nobody think he could do that, you know. Josh Hart, Josh Hart played all five spots, so
Mm-hmm.
they got some decisions to make going forward. Didn't nobody? Then nobody think Brunson could go out there and get 40 night after night after night. So
Right. Yeah, we kept saying, man,
they got
Dallas
some
shooting
decisions
themselves
to
in the
make
foot
on
for
how they
letting
want
that
to
guy
build
go.
their team.
And Coach Carter just put
Mm-hmm.
something on the table. He said also the Knicks need a true number two. So right then and there, I mean, we all know if you're going to advance to at least try to get a championship, man, you need at least need a big three. And like you said, they
Mm-hmm.
sitting there with just a one and a whole bunch of role
That's why
players.
Denver lost.
Um,
That's why Denver lost. They had two.
yeah, so you got if you got two, man, back in the day, man, two might have been able to do it to kind of get you there, Pippen and
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, but the
Mm-hmm.
game has emerged to where, man, you need an extra punch in there and for
Mm-hmm.
somebody to emerge. This is the time of year
Mm-hmm.
where we find the guys that we look and we say, man, that guy right there is gonna get paid next year. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the time right now where
Mm-hmm.
people, man, folks are dropping left and right. Where are the mismatches? And I think the coach that can make the adjustment in playing somebody that we didn't see coming or having somebody emerge that might be over there that all of a sudden, boom, here we go. We got somebody that's next in line or somebody that's gonna make some money probably on another team. We seen it with the
Right.
Van Fleets and the man, I'm gonna take it back in the day with the JJ Barreras and all of them guys that used to play for the
Right.
Mavericks. And
Mm-hmm.
folks start making their money around this time and they emerge, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh let's see what else we got, man. Let me try to chime in. Man, we got Coach Carter says when he was talking about what's going to college, what he put out, Duke is not the space without Coach K. But still, Duke is still an institution where guys are gonna go and get better
It's the
because the
stage, though.
infrastructure is
It's the
already
stage
there.
that he needs. That's the stage that he needs, though. I mean, you think about how long would Kyrie played 13 games or something like that, 12 games, man.
Yeah,
On that
10 regular season
stage,
games and the playoffs.
on that
Hmm.
stage, man, they're gonna play a top-notch schedule. You know what I mean? And if he is all these things that the combine is it, and they're gonna have a system. Man, I would like to.
Hmm.
That would be the play for me. I mean, if he is the guy that we say he's people, he been trained basically NBA trained. He ain't trained to
Right.
play. There's a chance for him to show off his words. 12 points on their team, 12 points and 12 assists. They get a national championship. It do. He
But
run the
is that
court.
is that not
Run the team.
but is that not a different game though? Because I mean, we're saying that
Yeah,
the NBA is more of a one-on-one, out in the
I
open type of
agree. But
game. Will that
he ain't
hurt
playing
him
no game
going back
right
to
now.
college? What'd you say?
I don't. I mean, to me, it's just an opportunity for him to build his own brand. Right now, going into the NBA, mediocre. I mean, it's a whole lot of dudes they could put out there and do what they gonna need him to do. I,
Mhm.
I ain't feeling that. Now like you say, some people gonna do it for the dollar. But if
Mhm.
we talking about if that was your son, not necessarily about what would you do if it was your son.
I
I
mean,
would
to
I
be
wouldn't
honest,
throw my son.
I would want him to. Yeah, I wouldn't because I mean, my whole thing is, and I would want him to experience the importance of what it's like to be a part of it because the locker room that you get at Duke and at the college level is going to be a way different locker room that you get in the NBA. Like them
Mm-hmm.
two different things. And two, you can learn a lot in that college locker room. I just in the NBA, you might pick up bad habits.
Right.
We hear these stories of these guys that pick up bad habits from being in those locker rooms. And I
Mm-hmm.
can just remember just being around folks and you can see the difference in guys who were signed to a contract, guys who
Mm-hmm.
were on the last year of their contract, and guys who had already cashed out on those big deals. It was a big difference. The guy who already had his guarantee money, soon as practice was over with, them guys were leaving straight up out of there. The
He was
guys who was
gone.
trying to grind, they was
Mm-hmm.
standing there like a 8-hour shift. working on
Right.
free throws, working on jump hooks, working on counters, working with the shooting coach, lifting weights, like doing all those different things to where you might come in and again, you heard the stories of Kobe. Soon as he went into that locker room being 17, 18, what were some of those guys saying they wanted him to do? They wanted him to
He
go
went
out to the
down.
club, come out, come party with
Right.
us, have some
Right.
fun. He's like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
nah, I'm getting up out of here because I'm trying to work. First of all, I'm not even old enough to
Right.
even be in these clubs. So why would I even, want to hang out? So that was one of those things that just kind of lit up. But again, we're talking about again the dollar amount as far as a GM and a franchise would they benefit from having a kid like that? I think they would. If it was me, I would want my son to stay. I would want him again to learn how to play the game the best way around the best coaches. Because
Mm-hmm.
also we also see that a lot of those Duke and that Duke family tree and a lot of those family trees of the guys that they're going to be playing against are going to eventually move over a coach in the NBA. And so if he already has a pedigree of doing the right thing and doing what he's supposed to do, that can have
A
him
lot of
having
a lot of those
a
guys
prolific.
are not only coaches in the NBA, they GMs. Look at Elton Brand and Dunleavy. I think they GMs.
That's right. Grant Hill. I mean, he's the GM, I
Right?
think, of
Yeah.
USA basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so again,
Yeah.
those are guys in that tree, in that Duke tree. So
Mm-hmm.
man.
Yeah, that
All
was
right.
the
What else?
player.
What else we
My
got?
man.
You say
Given
what?
everything we done said, given everything we done said, his talent level, what he is, and and I'm sending him to Duke, man. He got, like you say, gonna play on the national stage every night, you know. And like I
Mhm,
say, you talk about the money. They building the brand. His daddy already started, you know. He
mhm.
already started it. Go on and get that car. Now with the NIL money and so much, let him do his own thing. Let him marinate. They trying to rush him in. He ain't but what? What is he, 20?
If that,
20
yeah,
something?
if
Yeah,
that,
man. Yeah, leave that boy alone. Let him go on and play. And then
mhm.
get LeBron out the way, man. Leave that boy alone. When he was in the AAU,
that
he was
that
always on the sideline and warming up with him and all that, man. Let that dude have his, man. Go on and go to Duke and make his own thing, man.
that was the thing that was kind of disturbing to me, man. That he kind of hovering around this kid, man, left and right.
Right.
Um, that I'm just like, man, bro, just let me see,
Because with this whole draft
let
thing,
him
if
do it.
somebody draft him, you can't tell me, it's somebody out there, dog, that he taking to somebody's spot. Somebody that done grinded and did, no, man. That ain't
Mhm.
right. The
Heard,
whole
man. We
McDonald
man, we
All
doing
American
good.
thing.
I wanna show you this real quick. I want to see if you can see this, and I want to get your thoughts on this part right here. And we'll transition to the next topic. Hold on real quick. So our boy Anthony Edwards went viral yesterday. And here I want to show you this. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
Is this up? All right, here, check this out
Yeah.
real quick and tell me what you think, man, of this right.
Tell him just beat it. Hey, that's you the handcuff. I had Jamal in handcuffs. Yo, what? I'm the Pappy.
What do you say? I'm the captain.
I'm the pappy. So I guess so that
I'm
that
the
quote
pappy.
is from
Yeah.
yeah, from
but
life,
see,
man. And
how old is he? How old is he? 20?
man, he might be right around 20.
That's what I mean. That's what they doing, man. That's what they do. It's a young league, man. That's what they doing. They having fun. That was fun to him.
Right, right. Hold on. All right. So he had that one. And then this is the other one that had everybody kind of talking right here.
Was there a sequence that where you're like, okay, we we got this. The game is back, turning in our favor.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know.
Turnaround.
Yeah, I think when
turnaround was
I think when
crazy.
Rudy hit the turnaround, I was like, yeah, we probably got him.
God is with
Because
us.
I know that'll kill you. I know that'll kill your whole. That'll kill everything. Yeah.
Hey,
So he said he knew that they had him when Rudy hit the turnaround three. And then
With
hold
the
on,
shot
it's one more,
clock
man.
running down.
Oh
I
man.
knew they
And then
had him when he did that too. And he
hold
was
on,
For
making
me,
free
being here
throws.
9 years, I've seen everything and seen it all. And for me, being here 9 years, I've seen everything and seen it all. And
Man, fuck them 9 years.
just, man, fuck it, right? But
This year.
to be in here and this year, these guys, this team, after all that, it just
After
is
all
super
that
special.
happened.
For me,
Cat,
being here 9 years, I've
hold
seen
on.
everything and seen it all.
Cat
So
better
let's
get it.
kind of let's talk about the game. All right, just real quick. Cause man, I mean, you just gotta love that dude, man, for just he's bringing some,
Energy,
how can I put it?
pure energy.
It's it ain't just the type of energy that he's bringing, but it just remind you of just old school basketball. He don't want to be y'all friend. He don't want to be your friend. He don't want to hang out with you. He don't want to repost. He don't want you posting him. He don't want you tagging him. Man, my favorite play, I'm trying to take you down. You know, he said, "Man, I'm the pappy." You know, and I started to make this the title of the show. Man, is he the NBA's new daddy? Because the way he played in that first half compared to how he played in the second half, man, it was like night and day. The first thing that I said was, man, Denver is playing some hellified defense because they just put five in the box and they just said, nah, anytime you looking like you about to drive, we finna send somebody at you. We finna stay in this middle and we gonna make Gobert he gonna have to have the game of his career. And it wasn't until the second half when Gobert decided to, you know what, let me start treating these guys like little boys. And he got them in foul trouble. And once he started just laying the lumber down, and it's like, if you ever play with a guy, man, that's super duper awkward, but he's so efficient, it make you so mad and so frustrating. Rudy Gobert, I mean, if he wasn't 7 feet tall or however tall he was, you probably wouldn't pick him up. But at the same time, man, he played so effective, running the floor, laying the hammer down. And I know, man, guys always say left and right, man, he's soft, he this, he that. But the dude just he has a different type of motor that a lot of American players don't have because again, he found to let me sit in her seal, post up like a conventional big man. I'm gonna
You
post
know
up.
what?
I'm gonna get these fouls up and I'm gonna knock my free throws down. So give me your take on that.
It's something we talk about all the time in practice. He did his job, man. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be pretty. You know, it ain't gonna, necessarily get a whole bunch of accolades, but he did his job as the big man, like you say, did all of the little stuff. And then when when you look at the game, when he started making free throws in the second half, I was like, this is a wrap. But he did his job. And when he did his job, then other things fell into place. It put everybody in their position all of a sudden. Now that
Yeah, because at
what it
first,
said, what it's setting up, okay, with the West and the East. And it's a shift in the dynamic of the NBA because what I got in my eyes right now, I want to see them play Boston, and I want to see him go after Jason Tatum, and see what he gonna do. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? That's when they box a fight or whatever. That's the fight down the because they was talking about how many times Tatum been to the Eastern Conference Championship, and he's only 27, something like that, 27. That's the fight I want to see, because, like you say, Edwards gonna bring it to him. He gonna bring it to him, and then gonna tell him about it. So
he's like, they ain't gonna
we
tell him
gonna
about it.
see.
But
we gonna see.
so let's break the game down just for a minute. So first half again, I saw a little bit of Conley running the show. It don't run
Here the
as
key.
smooth if he out. That's what I was just gonna say. It doesn't run as smooth if he's out of the lineup. Um,
Mhm.
when Minnesota's out there, and then you able to see man Murray hitting all type of shots, man.
Mhm.
Step back threes, driving to the hoop, man. He doing the Chris Paul dribble with the fake pass behind the back and
Mhm.
hitting shots. And so it was like night and day. And I look up and I think, man, score was 29-19. And then it was two times that Minnesota went on they didn't score for like 4 minutes. And I was
Mhm.
like, man, like in order for them to get out of this, I started to turn it off. And I said, man, you know what? Let me just see how this is gonna play out
Mhm.
because crazier things have happened in the NBA. You know,
I turned
if
the
once they
sound
get it
down.
to 10, so but I'm like,
Mhm.
once it gets to 10, now it's a whole nother different type of basketball game. But
Mhm.
yeah, first half was way different. I mean, I think Anthony Edwards shot a couple air balls. Who else was out there kind of just jacking the game off? Carl Anthony Towns out there just want to just be a spot up three shooter. Just was, you
Mhm.
know, he played well, but it's so many times, man, that I look and I'm like, man, this dude is trying his best to be the star of the team as opposed to just being
Playing
a
his
good
role.
number two or yeah, a good number
Mhm.
two, a good, Robin to Batman. And then in the second
Mhm.
half, it was something totally different. But I think some of the keys that Daniels played real good. I mean, yeah, McDaniels played real good. Reed, man, that guy right there. I think every team, if you got lucky enough to get you a Reed on your
Mhm.
squad, because now Reed gives you a chance you can play Gobert and have him just
Mhm.
playing as hard as man, pick up your fouls, bang them around. Because even uh um uh the Joker started shooting all threes.
What
He
Reed could
kept
do,
shooting threes.
man, what Reed could do was see Joker could put the ball on the floor and go around Gobert and Carl Anthony Towns. He couldn't do that around Reed. Reed could get up on him, on that three line. He had the footwork to get up on him. And that changed a whole
Mhm,
lot. And that he ain't as you understand what I'm saying? That he get that leverage on them
mhm,
guys under the basket. But on the perimeter, he couldn't get around them. And and I'm sure at a certain time fatigue set in on them dudes because uh they had to carry everything. That they had
mhm.
between
Yeah.
the two of them, they had 70 points, and then nobody else on Denver team score in double figures. Nobody. Uh,
Yeah, and I think
Porter had
Joker might have
7
played the
points.
whole game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
The
it
bottom
was
six
one point in time, I think they were going back and forth, and the first thing that I said, "Man, when I saw Porter jump up and knock a three, I said,
mm-hmm,
man, I hope they ain't about to get on this run,' because we've seen him start to get hot in them corners, hitting them
mm-hmm,
corner threes left and right. And
mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden, you got Murray, man, making shots left and right, but it just wasn't enough. Man, when Ant ripped him off that pick and roll, he ripped him a couple times, and then man, he started
I
talking to the
think
guys in the crowd, and then oh man,
Denver,
it was
Denver
a joy to
lost a
see.
guard in free agency last year. Didn't they lose it? They lose it when they got a scoring point guard. I can't remember the dude's name. Uh,
Mm.
because I think
They
he's
had to
in.
bring Reggie Jackson in, and he
And
wet the
see,
bed.
they need
I saw that.
what they needed was somebody to get they had to get the other dude off the ball. What's the point? What's the guard for Denver? I can't think of his name right
Murray,
now.
Murray,
Murray. They had to get
Jamal
Murray
Murray.
off everything Murray was doing was off the dribble. Everything
Mhm.
hard work, bring it up. It's either him or the Joker. They needed a facilitator where they could play off the ball a little bit, get some easy ones, because that's what Porter do. He play off the ball. Reggie Jackson gonna shoot. He can facilitate, but he gonna score. And Joker
Yeah,
facilitate.
he's probably not as Reggie
Right.
Jackson is not as comfortable as I would want him to be at that point spot.
No.
But yeah, it
And they
got
need
bad. But like I said, once them guys started ripping them, when he was ripping them guys left and right and just taking it up the court, I was like, oh yeah,
but
yeah, it's
that's
about to
they
be a
they the number
problem.
one defensive team in the West, ain't they? I think I
Who
think
Minnesota?
Minnesota's number one. Yeah. They number one in defense. That was it.
So
Defense
so
came
now
through.
so now let's talk about that the Western Conference matchup. You kind of hit on a little bit what you kind of looking for. So you got Indiana and you got
Mhm,
Boston. And
mhm,
something that I'm real leery about, again, I check my phone today because usually I always go when I'm trying to see what time the game start. Check my phone and I look at the ESPN app, and now ESPN is introducing ESPN Bet. So I
mhm.
look at it and I'm like, hold on, this my feed look a little different. And the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, you're still gonna have Boston as the number one seed. I mean, the favorite to win. We seeing all
Right.
these different odds. I think on one of the last episodes we talked about, is it too much gambling in sports? I can see the fix being in. I can see the fix being in on one of these series to where we don't get the matchup that we're that we know is gonna probably be the matchup, but it could be a situation where some funny business gets thrown in the game.
The
You
funny
know,
business come
now,
with Indiana.
okay, talk about it.
Indiana, who do Indiana? You got if Dallas get in, you got Luka, you got Kyrie. Minnesota, Antman building his own brand, doing his thing. You got him. Who wants to see the Pacers?
Small market team. Nobody
Exactly.
really into them like that.
Minnesota, small market too, but you know what I'm saying. They don't have no Halliburton. Ain't really no name that's out there. Siakam. You know, you got an international
Mm,
player. Miles Turner. You know, that's it. You know, so like you say,
yeah.
and like styles make fights. It's gonna come that Indiana gonna do like this. I don't care if they score 104, 150. You know, what is Boston gonna do? You know what I mean? Can Boston score 125, 130 points a night? No.
Mm.
So how is it gonna be officiated then?
Cause and
You
that's
don't want
what I was gonna say. The funny business kind of come in at with, because I'm watching the Minnesota game and it was clearly that
some
they kind of
obvious
going to the
fouls they
style
didn't
of,
call.
okay, it's, man, I was just finna say that. I said, man, are they saying that this is the new NBA? Are they saying that we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna let them play? Or are they saying
Mm-hmm.
that, okay, because man, it was clearly a jump ball. I think it was one time where I think it was might have been Gobert wrapped up the
Mm-hmm.
Joker, and the guy just said, a foul. Then
Mm-hmm.
they tried to challenge it, and then they was like, oh no, the foul came from
Mm-hmm.
somewhere else. I said, what? Then Anthony Edwards
Mm-hmm.
drove straight down the lane, clearly got hit and knocked out of
Purposely.
bounds.
Purposely. I think purposely because they didn't call some at the other end, and they still didn't call it on the same
And
sequence.
man,
They still
and
didn't
then they
call it.
call a weak ass moving screen.
Right.
Then you see they called the moving screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
I
I said,
saw
boy,
exactly the play you're talking about. So
I
in
said,
saying that,
man,
then we want that because Indiana going 9 deep. They going 9 deep because they
okay.
trying to run. They got the pedal to the metal. So how do you
Mm.
think what will be advantageous for Boston for the officiating then? To call it tight, or call it loose?
See, and that's the thing, because even let's say if you call it loose, if you just say, all right, we're gonna let them play, okay.
They can't beat them
What
like that because
advantage does
Indiana
Boston
gonna
have?
score a whole lot of points if they do that.
That's what I'm just gonna say, because they, like you said, man, they play like a Western Conference team. They trying to run
Right,
up the score, you know.
right. And if they call it
Then
loose, if
then
they
on the
call it
flip,
tight, they call it tight. Boston gonna get fool around and get in foul trouble.
then too, man, Boston has been a bad home team all year. So even
Yeah.
when we talk about, man, home cooking, and can the home
Mhm.
cooking take place, the home cooking might backfire.
Right.
Mm.
So what's the play? What's the play?
So that's gonna be something to look towards, man. And then when we go back and we're gonna say, oh, man, at 8 o'clock on this episode right
Mhm.
here, we're gonna say, man, we talked about this, because man, the officiate, man, is too loosey goosey, man, in this climate of, man, of sports betting, of FanDuel,
Mhm.
Underdog, all these different apps, man, that they trying to get you to place a bet on, and then
Mm-hmm.
you can place a bet on the obvious. We want
Mm-hmm.
the obvious. Boston, Minnesota. As soon as we see the
Right.
obvious and we place the bet on the obvious, man, the trickery starts to come in. You know.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Right. So I
Man.
mean, it like styles make fights, man. And we go see my whole thing though, the table is set, dog, for Tatum to be the man and gone and gone. If he all the things we say, Boston goes to the championship. You know what I mean? If he because he is he Boston's best player,
Yeah. Hmm.
then he gonna
Yeah. I
go as
mean,
far as
and
they
we've
take
seen
him.
this as far as they take him. Yep.
So this is time. Table set. You didn't get New York.
Man.
You know what I mean? That dog team, them
Right.
dogs
That's
would
what
have
I
been.
was
Think
saying. Look,
about,
I said,
dude. Think about if New York had been healthy. You'd have had Julius Randle and them other big boys, man, in there just ready to just bite. And they got
mm-hmm.
beat. Now you got Miles Turner and Siakam. Yeah.
Right. Nah, and like I said, the obvious was the battle in the guard, man. What was we gonna see in the
Mm-hmm.
guard, man? The Knicks back
Mm-hmm.
popping, back on top,
Mm-hmm.
man. You got all of the New York brass, courtside, the Spike Lees, the Spreewells, the
Mm-hmm.
Carmelos, the Marberries, and
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get that. So
Nope.
now, okay, what's the next obvious play? Okay, we're gonna get Boston and Boston and Minnesota. Can
Mm-hmm.
will Luca throw some mess in the game? What's up with the Dallas
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota series?
No, will Kyrie throw some mess in the game? This his time. For real, if you think
Right.
about it, he got the
Yeah.
most experience going into this, and this is what he been waiting for. This what
Mm-hmm.
he been waiting
Right.
for
Yeah.
right here. You know what I mean? Ain't no LeBron there, and Luca. I think Luca a believer. You know what I mean? Gonna let him do
So
be Kyrie. He can do his thing.
so
You see?
matchup wise, who guards who, and then what are we looking for? Are we looking for Luca to? So Luca will probably be matched up with who? Who will Luca be matched up with? McDaniels? You think they'll put McDaniels on Luca, and then Conley will have Kyrie? How would that
Conley
go?
gonna have Kyrie, but they ain't gonna wear Kyrie. They ain't gonna wear Conley out fooling with Kyrie, man. They need Conley to organize the show and run it. He ain't out there to,
Mm-hmm.
be chasing Kyrie through all that. No, mm-mm. Who they go?
Wow.
Who starts for Dallas?
Man,
Is
Dallas
it
has
Luca?
had
Is it Luca and
Luca,
and
Kyrie.
Luca and Kyrie the guards?
Yep, and then you got PJ Washington,
PJ
and you got
Washington,
who else is that front line? Man, now you're gonna make me do a
the
little
big shooting
research,
dude.
man.
I know you're
Dallas
talking
Washington.
about big shooting guy. It's a cut and Lively, the rookie. He been playing a lot.
Lively, yep.
Mhm. He been
Let me
making
see.
he the new
Live,
a new age Dennis Rodman. Mm.
Lively,
Woo.
Mavs roster. Let me see who they got. Uh, Derek Jones, Lively. You got one of the Morris twins. You got
Mm.
PJ Washington. Uh, Daniel Gayford. Gayford.
Yeah. See so I could foresee, like you say, they gonna try to preserve Conley as much. He'll guard Kyrie, but when it counts, they can't have Conley fooling with Kyrie. He'll kill Conley.
Mm-hmm. Man, nah, and then Conley would be, man, he'd be so frustrated because, like you said, you need him down the stretch. But
Down the
man,
stretch
it's
to
gonna
get.
be interesting, man. So where do we
But
go with Edwards? So who does Edwards guard?
who knows? I mean, shoot. I mean,
Luca?
because he big enough
I
to
think he's
guard
gonna
Luke.
probably want that challenge.
He's gonna end up on some of everybody. They, like you said, they good. So they got a group that they put out there when Allen is in the center at the center. They so good
Mm,
defensively on the pick and rolls. They get out, man. So it's a whole lot of ways they could approach it. Yeah, I guess it's
mm.
almost kind of see. Let's see what Dallas gonna do. you know, because Dallas don't get a whole lot of inside score.
Mm-hmm.
And they can guard they can guard Dallas on the perimeter. Like you talk about PJ, they got a couple of PJs over there on Minnesota team. So it's gonna be interesting. But like I said, I'm looking. I guess I'm wrong, but I'm looking at a whole series ahead in the championship. I want to see Minnesota and Boston.
You say you already just moving
I'm
ahead,
there.
huh?
I'm there, man. I'm there because that's
Man, this
that right there. If nothing else, that's the best player. That's the best American player. If nothing else,
mm-hmm.
who is the best American player right now? It ain't LeBron no more.
Right. No, that matchup, I think this is gonna come down to, like what you said, who's the best American player right now? Because for the last couple years, it's been some, an international player, from the Giannis's to the
No, I'm
Jokers to
talking
all
about.
of
I
these
ain't talking
different
about the
guys.
best.
Yeah,
I'm talking about best American-born player.
right. But I'm saying now we get a chance to see if we get
Giannis,
Tatum and we get Edwards, who's going to be these guys
right,
that be able to take the NBA into the next stratosphere as far as a U.S. born player,
right,
right?
and I don't think a U.S. born player is so far out of the top 4 right now. Almost, you think about it.
Ooh, is KD playing in the Olympics?
Yep, supposedly.
Yeah,
I would
he
have
kind
none
of
of
he kind of
them
wet
dudes.
the bed on his
I would
mess,
have none of
right?
them dudes. I would have none of them, man. LeBron, they gonna get beat, man. They gonna get beat.
Mm,
They gonna get beat. Everybody else playing, they good. They good young players, and they got one vet or so. They gonna throw all them old
right.
dudes out there, man. They gonna get beat. And you talking about that Olympic officiating, dog, is something about a different story.
Man, you say that's gonna be brutal, man. Them guys ain't gonna be able to touch the
All
ball
them
without
old,
traveling in.
yeah, man.
They
You
better get
seen all them young
used to
guys?
it.
Shoot,
The,
it's
the
time to
rhythm is
transition.
way different. Yeah, the rhythm is way different, and then you're gonna have a whole bunch of old guys who are gonna be stuck in their ways and probably not gonna want to adjust to that type of game.
A whole bunch of rich old guys.
Wow, man.
Man, they gonna be.
Oh
It
wow.
ain't like
So,
the think about the dream team, man. Wasn't that rich? These cats, man, got paper.
yeah, yeah. You're right, man. So, all right. So just to recap, so who you got? You got Boston and Indiana.
Boston and Indiana, man.
No, I'm saying you got out of Boston and Indiana. Who you picking? The Boston and the paper and the
Boston
Pacers.
right now, man. You want me to pick? Boston
Or it could
should
be two.
win,
I mean,
man.
we don't have
Let me see a
right. Yeah,
couple.
and we're gonna
I
probably
want to see
change
what it's
things
gonna
back and
fall
forth.
out. On paper, Boston should beat them.
Mm-hmm.
On paper, Boston should beat them.
Right.
You know, but like you said, with the road problem, the home game problems they have, it's the playoffs, man. I want to see a couple of games before I even say anything,
Right.
because I'm not a believer in Boston necessarily, for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Now we talking about what we sitting around, what is Porzingis gonna do? You know what I mean? Come on.
Oh man, it's the got to that
That's
point, huh?
right. That's their third guy.
Right. So, and then in the series with Dallas and Minnesota, you going Minnesota just on the strength of you want to see
So
the
Minnesota
Ant-Man,
too
man, live and
strong.
direct.
Minnesota too strong for them though. For what Minnesota do.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota is a defensive team. They can cover them. They can cover them too. And they don't have who is PJ is their third guy, right? Pretty much.
But Dallas,
Dallas
yeah,
third. Yeah.
it's probably PJ.
At this point, he's their third guy. They can match up with him. Unless he gonna go out there and get 35 or something like that. I don't see that's gonna happen.
Could
But
could
hey,
this be
like
a
you say,
situation again
this is where people emerge.
where people emerge? But then here we go, we doing all of this hype and jumping on the hype train of Ant-Man. some mess might get thrown into the Dallas series to where
Might be.
we got
He
some.
might get hurt.
Dallas could
or
be, man,
something.
the grizzled veterans. We can be
Mhm.
looking them as the grizzled veterans with Kyrie and Luka, and finally have them emerge as the team
But
to kind of
basketball wise though, Dallas don't score on the backboard. All their stuff is perimeter stuff. You know,
right.
Minnesota's big, they mobile, they could defend all that 3-point shoot, you know. So, you know, just basketball wise, Dallas, Minnesota should handle it.
Mm. Man, all right, man. So man,
I'm
we
watching this
got man, we got this
WNBA game. This
man. I'm about to
WNBA
chime
game.
in. And,
You got the Sun, you know, the Fever ain't won yet. Okay. The score is 84-84 with 10 seconds to go. Okay.
Mhm.
They in a review right now. And I was listening to on the radio today. I actually heard somebody say this. Why do they have Caitlin Clark playing against all the tough teams in the league right now? You know, why can't she play some of the easy teams? And dude, they pounding her out here, man. We go for
You
sure
said they
find
pound.
out what she made. Yeah, they pounding her with they making her guard people in the post. And they
Mm.
pounding her, man. Woo. But anyway.
Man. No, man. Appreciate the episode, man. Being able to, man, chop it up with me, man, to kind of get things back going. So we got this one. We're gonna put this one out, man. You know, appreciate everybody chiming in. I know it's kind of a little bit off the time schedule, but I kind of like, you know, kind of being spontaneous with the time schedule, but also too, man, my real ones, my day ones, man, that's been in all these lives, man. Check us out on the rebroadcast. Again, I like to close with make sure that we're grateful for every sunrise, all right, and thankful for every sunset. So, man, I appreciate you guys, man, chopping it up, man, chiming in with us, man. We'll see you on the next episode.